Hey, Alan here with DustyHikers.com, and today I'm going to do my 1,000 subscriber video. It took me 2 years to get here, and I gave up a bunch of times and struggled and failed and did a lot of work, but I finally got here, and that is all thanks to you subscribers that are watching this video right now. So in this video, it's just kind of free form. I'm just going to go over like what happened to me for the last 2 years trying to achieve this moment. And then I'm also going to offer something to you all to give back to those that did subscribe. So when you start off doing something like YouTube, you are horrible at it. In fact, I sucked. In fact, it wasn't even the first thing that I tried. When I started thinking about, doing some kind of side hustle, I actually started 3 years ago. During the pandemic, I was in Colorado at Beaver Creek at this beautiful ski chalet in the summer, and we were hiking everywhere, and I thought, you know what, I want to start a side hustle. And I had been sort of listening in on YouTube videos from this company called Income School that are experts in SEO and YouTube, and so I just did it. I pulled the trigger, I created a blog, I went out and got a logo, which is the same logo that's on this YouTube channel, and then for a year I produced a bunch of content on my blog, which went absolutely nowhere. But I wasn't going to give up, so I kept trying, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to pivot to YouTube. So 2 years ago, pretty much right now, is when I first started uploading videos to YouTube. And at the beginning, what I was doing was just converting my blog posts into YouTube videos, which doesn't work very well. I found out, and so those videos were horrible. I was horrible. I was horrible on camera. The lighting was bad. The camera I was using was bad. I didn't have a microphone, and those videos were horrible. But again, I did not quit. I kept trying, and eventually I wound up buying some hiking shoes, and I did a round of, which is the same thing that if you've been following my channel, same thing that I've done before, right? I go buy 5 hiking shoes, test all of them for like a couple months, hike in them, do some actual testing, like some head-to-head testing, and then just sort of provide that information. But that first video that I did was bad. I mean, it was bad lighting, bad me, bad camera, bad everything. And it didn't do horrible, but it certainly wasn't where I wanted the channel to be. And the other thing that you have to know when you start something like YouTube or any social media, if you really want to grow, you should try to avoid comparing yourself to people like Dan Becker. Who else was it that I used to watch? Darwin on the Trail, which actually I think since has left YouTube altogether, I think. Homemade Wanderlust. So these people would put out these hiking shoe videos like why I don't wear Gore-Tex anymore, and they'd instantly get like 10,000 views in a day or something. And I thought, oh my gosh, how are they doing this? I put out a video that takes me like 3 months to produce, and I get like 100 views in the first 4 days or something like that, including viewers coming because they're actually searching those shoes. I mean, my channel was horrible, and I was comparing myself to these bigger channels, and I thought, oh man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. I was also doing a dissertation. I mean, I'm married, I had a full-time job, I have a child, a dog, I mean, just all these other responsibilities, and I wasn't very consistent, but I didn't give up. And this is my message to anybody who's thinking about doing YouTube or really anything else like this, is that you just don't need to give up. Don't compare yourself to Dan Becker or Homemade Wanderlust or Darwin on the Trail. Those channels, in some cases, in fact, I think Dan Becker says this, it took him he had a channel and he was uploading stuff for years before he became the Dan Becker that we know today. And so you can't, when you're just starting out, you can't compare yourself to those big, huge channels because they have a vast amount of experience. They understand what works, what doesn't work. And those are all things that you just have to figure out. Plus you just have to get better at being on camera. You have to get better at, you have to get better at being on camera. You have to get better at video editing. You have to get better at understanding sound and editing the video is a huge thing. And I'm still not there, but I didn't give up. And now I am starting to have success. So lesson number 1, don't give up. Lesson number 2, don't compare yourself to those bigger channels because they have years more experience than you do. And I think the third really most important thing is that you offer something that nobody else has, and that is your perspective. And so if you can nail that, own your perspective, because you do have a unique perspective on no matter what it is that you're interested in putting on YouTube or any other social media thing. Nobody else has your take on that. Nobody else has your perspective. Nobody else has your background, which is all of this stuff sort of informs your version of whatever that thing is, right? And so you know, the roundup of like testing 5 shoes and then putting up this video. I did that 3 times. The first time, as I said, was horrible. The second time was last summer. This was right before I moved to Italy. I moved to Italy like a year ago. That also hurt my channel, but just because of moving and a new job and all of that. But that second roundup of shoes, which for whatever reason, I don't even know why I did this, but I would not call those videos best hiking shoes of 2023, because I just had this like imposter syndrome, like my video shouldn't be called this. And that one did okay, the one from last summer, but then I did it again this year. And now that video is either the #1 or the #2 spot on YouTube. So if you search best hiking shoes of 2023, that's my video. It's either the 1 or the 2 spot. And the other one that gets the 1 spot ahead of me, or the second spot, it has like 10,000 views in 8 months. Mine has almost 20,000 views in just 2 months. So the process that I went through to get to that point took 2 years, and now I'm monetized, and now I'm starting to make money, and now I'm starting to figure out YouTube. So really what I want to do in this video is give something back to you all. I am really interested in helping people that want to do what I did. I'm just going to focus on YouTube. So I have a link in the description. It's to a Google Forms. And if you want to, you can go there, share some of your information, like an email address, and just a little bit more information about why you're interested in YouTube, or maybe you already have a YouTube channel and you just want some tips and tricks from somebody that's been doing it for 2 years and that has had some success recently. I would love to set up one-on-one meetings with whoever wants to do this on Teams or Zoom or some other virtual platform, and then just kind of give you the goods, give you everything that I've learned over the last 2 years and help you move past that stage of failing constantly and starting to win. So thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel and staying along this journey with me. I have like 1,400 subscribers at this point. And so I think it's just going to keep growing. I mean, right now I'm getting like 260 subscribers a month. Okay. And so I think by the end of the year, I could have close to 4,000 or 5,000. That's my goal for right now. I just purchased the Brooks Cascadia 16. I purchased the Hoka Speed Goat 5, I think it is, and the Ultra Lone Peak 7. So I purchased 3 really, really popular trail running shoes, and I'm going to do a through hike in Italy from Bologna to Florence. So my wife and I on Thursday, in a couple days, we're going to take a train in the morning to Bologna over the Apennine Mountains here, and then walk from Bologna back to our house here in Fiesole, which is about 5 days. It's about 125 kilometers. What is that in miles? I don't know, 80, 90 miles, something like that. It's going to be a blast. It's beautiful, and the weather is absolutely perfect right now. It's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it gets down to 60 at night. So it's nice and cool in the evenings. If you guys want to follow me on LinkedIn, you can go search me up. It's Alan Earhart, and then my profile is now the Side Hustle Scientist. So I want to help people do what I did, and so I'm just posting stuff there on all the time on the struggles that you go through as a content creator, and then also just motivations and things to think about, and just also offering advice to people that want to try and do what I've done. You can also go to my blog. I don't know if you all know this, but I do have a blog. It's www.dustyhikers.com. It's super small at this point. Blogging is way harder in my estimation than YouTube. I think some people probably disagree with me on this, but it's so competitive. I mean, on blogging now, like if you put out like best hiking shoes of 2023, you're going up against blog posts from like Time Magazine and stuff. I mean, maybe not Time Magazine, but there's other big, huge websites out there that aren't even involved in hiking. They're just more like travel related stuff. And they're winning first place on a lot of those things. So blogging for me is much, much more difficult to kind of crack that nut. But I do know a lot about YouTube, and I want to help you all. So once again, 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. Again, I really want to talk to some of you and I want to help you. So this is absolutely free. It's just a one-on-one coaching thing on YouTube. I really want to do this because I want to learn from you all so that I can refine my ability to be able to help people do YouTube better. So it's absolutely free. You're just actually helping me if you click on that link to the Google form and sign up and set up a meeting with me. I look forward to meeting some of you, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be coming out sometime after the thru hike. Take care, and I will see you guys soon.